pulled off what Ricky Rose has pulled off. This is top tier chess player you dealing with, guys. You know this. This is top tier chess player. Look at that. I'm a sex symbol and wealthiest. Don't know it. Done. Review Ricky Rose album. Wait. They better. Hey, and when y'all review Ricky Rose album, hey man. That production and wordplay was too simple. The track listing, the Listen, Cole, don't y'all fall for no fake. Rick Props ain't it, boy. Biggest nigga in the mother game. Cut it out. And still enjoying to do it and love to do it. I love the interviews. I love the vibes, love the DJs. That's what we do it for. We do it because we love the game. These old had to put albums out because if it flopped, that's all they ever had to lay on. Rose ain't got that issue, baby. I could just lean back like that. I got a DM say, Rose, how you feel about what 50 said? I said, what did 50 say? Excuse me, before you mention what 50 said, let me ask, how's it going over there in Shreveport? How's it going in Shreveport? You borrowed all them people money. Did you return their money back? And because Shreveport ain't give you the loans you was looking for, because they smart. LA don't need a film studio. Hollywood don't need it. Why would you need a film studio? You're stealing the people money. Get them people back their money, Curtis. Now, back to the album of the year.
What's good, everybody? It's your guy back once again with another episode of Urban Fame. Appreciate everybody tapping in like always. Make sure y'all stay on your pivot because these celebrity stories never slow down. I had to jump on here as soon as it started making rounds because 50 Cent wasted absolutely no time responding to Rick Ross once again. Just when you think things are cooling off between these two, another round of shots gets fired. And this time 50 came back swinging with not one, but two different posts. Now the conversation really picked up after reports started circulating that Rick Ross' latest tour wasn't exactly getting the response people expected. Fans started sharing screenshots from one of the scheduled shows in Miami, showing plenty of seats still available. Those green dots all over the seating chart immediately became the topic of discussion online, and before long people were questioning whether Ross was struggling to move tickets. Then things got even worse once promotions started appearing with discounted ticket offers, including buy one get one deals, which only added more fuel to the conversation. Because of all that, social media immediately started creating its own theories. A lot of people began saying Ross' recent comments about Drake may have rubbed fans the wrong way. During one of his interviews, Ross didn't hold back when talking about Drake's latest album, even calling the project disappointing. Whether people agreed with him or not, those comments spread everywhere, and now some fans are connecting that controversy to everything happening with Ross' current rollout. Of course, once 50 Cent caught wind of everything, everybody already knew what time it was. He jumped straight onto social media and started trolling like only he can. In one post, he joked that Ross' album completely flopped and basically said the project sank before it even had a chance to float. Then he followed it up with another post laughing at the reported sales numbers, making it clear that he believed nobody was checking for the new music. That's classic 50. He finds an opening and keeps pressing until the whole internet is talking. He didn't stop there either. In another message, 50 basically joked that Ross managed to fool people for a while, but now the run was over. Then he took another shot by pointing out how many featured artists appeared on the album compared to the reported sales. According to 50, loading the project with big names still couldn't save it. Whether you agree with the trolling or not, one thing is certain. He knows exactly how to create headlines without spending $1 on promotion. When you step back and really look at it, this feud has been alive for almost 17 years, and somehow these two always find a way back to each other. Sometimes they'll disappear for months without saying a word. Other times they'll trade shots several times in the same year. It's become one of those rivalries that never truly ends. Every time one of them drops music, starts a business, or gives an interview, the other somehow ends up becoming part of the conversation. Lately, Ross had been throwing little jabs here and there, while 50 seemed unusually quiet. Normally, 50 responds almost immediately, especially whenever his name gets mentioned. But over the past few weeks, he mostly stayed silent. Even though Ross kept bringing up personal topics and making references to his family, a lot of people were wondering if 50 was finally going to ignore it this time. That answer didn't last very long. Everything changed during Ross' interview with comedian Dion Cole. The discussion originally centered around Drake, but Ross quickly shifted gears and started joking about 50 instead. He laughed about 50's style before the conversation turned toward one of 50's former relationships. Once it happened, everybody watching already knew the internet was about to explode because personal jokes have always been where this rivalry gets the most attention. Not long after those clips started trending, 50 answered exactly how people expected him to. Instead of making a long statement, he chose to mock Ross' album numbers and question whether anybody was really supporting the project. His message was simple. According to him, Ross had fallen off and the low sales proved it. Whether those numbers tell the whole story or not, 50 knew that posting them would instantly dominate social media for the rest of the day. Now here's where I give my opinion on the whole situation. When it comes to these two, neither one of them is innocent. Ross understands how to use controversy just as well as 50 does. They both know that every headline, every argument, every meme, and every Instagram post keeps their name circulating online. It's all part of the marketing game. Keep your name inside the algorithm. Promote your businesses, push your music, and let social media do the rest. As far as the music itself, that's a completely different conversation. If Ross has to take jokes about his numbers, that's part of the game because he's laughed at other artists before too. But album sales alone don't automatically determine whether the music is actually good. I listen to music because I enjoy the records, not because they sold the most copies. There are plenty of talented artists putting out quality projects every year that never move huge numbers. Sometimes great music gets overlooked, and sometimes average music becomes a commercial success. Those two things don't always go hand in hand, and that's how I've always looked at it. The music business has changed a whole lot over the years. If you aren't backed by a major label with a serious marketing budget, it's a lot harder to break through. Labels used to put real money behind albums, push singles to radio, secure playlist placements, book interviews, and keep artists everywhere people looked. Nowadays, unless you're already one of those elite superstar names, it's tough to get that same level of exposure without a massive machine working behind you. From what I've been hearing, a lot of people actually like Rick Ross' new album. Personally, I haven't had the chance to sit down and listen to the entire project yet, so I can't honestly give a full review. But everybody I've talked to keeps saying the music itself is solid and that Ross delivered another quality body of work. So before I criticize it, I want to hear it for myself instead of just running with what social media is saying. At the same time, none of this surprises me because this is exactly how Rick Ross carries himself. He spends plenty of time clowning other artists whenever they have a bad moment. So when the tables turn, people are naturally going to return the favor. That's just part of the entertainment business. If you're comfortable throwing jokes at everybody else, you also have to be ready when those same jokes start coming back your way. But I've always believed that sales don't automatically determine how good an album really is. There are artists out here making incredible music that barely gets any attention because they don't have a marketing budget or industry support behind them. Their records don't trend, they don't land on every playlist, and they don't post huge streaming numbers. Yet some of those same projects sound better than albums from artists dominating the mainstream charts every single week. That's why I never judge music strictly by first-week numbers. A project can sell hundreds of thousands of copies and still not be something I want to replay. On the flip side, another artist might barely move any units, but the music stays in my playlist for months. Quality and commercial success don't always go together, and that's something a lot of people forget whenever these album sales debates start trending online. Now, as far as 50 Cent is concerned, I completely understand why he's talking the way he is. This is what he's built his reputation on. The second somebody gives him an opening, he jumps in, starts trolling, and keeps the internet entertained. That's been his formula for years, and honestly, it's worked better than almost anybody else's. Whether you like it or not, he knows exactly how to turn a small moment into a viral conversation. Then there's a situation involving Shreveport. From everything that's been reported, 50 has been putting serious effort into building his business presence there, especially with his plans involving the film studio. He's made major investments in the city and has been outspoken about wanting to transform it into a bigger destination for movie and television production. At the same time, he's also criticized local officials over different waterfront and development issues that have slowed progress. From my understanding, owning a film studio is a long-term investment that can save a tremendous amount of money over time. Instead of constantly renting production facilities or traveling to different filming locations, you can produce movies, television shows, and other projects under one roof. If you're creating multiple productions every year, having your own studio eventually becomes a huge advantage because it cuts expenses while giving you complete control over the production process. I don't know every detail about what's happened behind the scenes in Shreveport, so I can't pretend to know exactly who's right or wrong. What I do know is that 50 seems fully committed to making that project successful, while Rick Ross has questioned whether he actually has the financial backing to pull everything off. Ross basically challenged him by saying, "If you really got the money, then prove it." Naturally, 50 wasn't going to let comments like that slide without answering. At the end of the day, this is simply another chapter in a rivalry that's been going strong for nearly 2 decades. Every few months, one of them throws a jab, the other responds. Social media picks sides, and the entire internet starts debating all over again. That's become the pattern. And honestly, both of them know exactly how to keep the spotlight on themselves whenever a new project, interview, or business move comes around. Y'all let me know where y'all stand on all of this. Is 50 just doing what he always does? Or does Rick Ross have a point with some things he's been saying? Either way, both of them understand the formula. Keep the capital C's alive. Controversy, chaos, confusion, conflict, and confrontation. That's what keeps everybody talking, keeps the timelines active, and keeps the algorithm feeding these stories to millions of people every single day. And now you can add a little crashing out to the list too. Stay on your pivot. Keep rocking with the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.